This defeat for the president comes as he's dealing with open warfare inside his White House. Take a look again at this image. White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus and the new communications director Anthony Scaramucci there in the Oval Office staring each other down. It sure looks right now like only one can survive this showdown, and the New York Post captures it on its front page this morning. Survivor, the reality show. Our chief White House correspondent John Carl tracking all the latest on this fast-moving story. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. It does look like all-out war in the West Wing, and for now at least, the president isn't doing anything to stop it. The president offered his embattled chief of staff a quick acknowledgement in the East Room of the White House, but he isn't coming to his defense as newly minted communications director Anthony Scaramucci unleashes a scathing personal attack. Scaramucci, in a shockingly blunt interview with The New Yorker, called Priebus a bleeping paranoid schizophrenic. The interview was done by The New Yorker's Ryan Lizza.
The White House was already deeply factionalized, and it was like putting Anthony Scaramucci in that job was like throwing a grenade into an ongoing civil war in the White House.
In that interview, Scaramucci directed a crude insult at White House Chief Strategist Steve Bannon and threatened to fire essentially the entire White House communications staff over leaks to the press, saying, "They'll all be fired by me. I fired one guy the other day. I have 3 to 4 people I'll fire tomorrow." He also hinted he has information on White House aides, telling The New Yorker, "I nailed these guys. I've got digital fingerprints on everything they've done through the FBI and the bleeping Department of Justice. They're going to get prosecuted." Scaramucci even suggested it was Priebus doing the leaking in a late-night tweet Wednesday that he later deleted, insisting he wasn't blaming the chief of staff, but when pressed by reporters, he issued a challenge to Priebus on live television.
They're all making the assumption that it's him because journalists know who the leakers are. So if Reince wants to explain that he's not a leaker, let him do that.
After the explosive interview was published, the new communications director tweeted a statement saying, "I sometimes use colorful language. I will refrain in this arena, but not give up the passionate fight for Donald Trump's agenda." According to the new White House press secretary, the president doesn't mind the infighting among his top aides.
I think the president, as always, enjoys healthy competition and conversation, and he sees that as such.
Does the president have confidence in his chief of staff?
If the president doesn't, then he'll make that decision. We all serve at the pleasure of the president, and if he gets to a place where that isn't the case, he'll let you know.
All this comes after the public humiliation of another senior official, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who is now speaking out in an interview on Fox News after a week of criticism from the president himself, saying, quote, "It's kind of hurtful." But George, Sessions added in that interview that he stands by his decision to recuse himself from the Russia investigation. That was the decision that has the president so upset with him.
Yeah, not backing down on that at all.